What can I achieve in 30 days on a free-to-play account using only trio faction monsters? No Draconic, no Abyssal, and of course that includes limited time monsters. Now because I already have 2 established accounts, I knew the generosity this game brings when starting out. Lots of gems, lots of summons, lots of resources, so I wasn't too worried with hitting some of my account goals, but still, using only trio faction monsters, it's going to be interesting and fun to try something new. Let's get it. So for my first goal, I wanted to start a freshie account without advertising my invitation link. The reason behind this, it gives you a lot of rewards, and I was fortunate enough, you the viewers, used them on both my accounts. I wanted to see what kind of power I could reach on this account without them. Now that I passed my 30-day mark, hit most of my goals, if you are a new player to the game, you can use my invitation code by going to the main screen, bonus, invitation, then typing this code in, and it's going to give you some quick goodies and helps my account out. Thanks a lot, of course, if you do. Now my second goal is I wanted to establish a trio faction setup with monsters I wanted to explore further. My backline, so we have my main DPS, natural faction monster mage Undyne, high potential burst AoE DPS, and easy to get copies of because she's in the Evo Gem shop. My secondary DPS, I always wanted to try the alchemistic faction fighter Baron. I think the monster looks sweet, well, actually not sweet. Baron is looking kinda evil, he's definitely been through some stuff. He is also easy to build like Undyne since he is in that Evo Gem shop. Now I never built him before, but because he's still a ranged DPS, I wanted to give him a shot and see how his attack speed buff off of his ultimate helped with his DPS. For my conclusion, it's still to be determined. I do find him underwhelming. He's probably one of those Hellfire monsters. We are going to need to maximize everything on him, having the best runes, glyphs, going deep into his awakening skills to get the actual benefit you need from him. And then for support, I had to go with the natural faction monster Venus. Hands down, I think the monster looks great, and her skill kit is really well balanced with debuffs and buffs. Because her chaos debuff acts as a damage amplifier, I wasn't going to need to build Nafisa because, well, yeah, I built her already on both my other accounts. She's tired, she needs a break. Now for my front line, because I wasn't using a Draconic, not gonna lie, kinda sad here, I still think Zenobia is at the top of my favorite monsters in this game. I won't get into the drama that I've been reading in the Discord about her collaboration skin, but we're gonna try to make this work. I ended up opting for the natural faction tank Ready. Honestly, even though on my tier list in my Google Doc I rated him in the middle, so to speak, strictly speaking, tank-wise, this war hero Ladybug is a brick wall. Lots of damage reduction and shielding. Oh yeah, he's also available in the Evo Gem shop. You'll notice by now that was a big factor into choosing my team. Getting easy dupes is never a bad thing. And then of course, I finally got to try out Sarko. I won't say the full name. Whenever I try to pronounce this, it sounds like I'm swearing, but I've seen great things with this monster. High damage despite being a tank and great survivability. My only thing I wish I could get is her cute winter themed skin. Definitely sad about this because it was given out as an option for free during the Dendrofest event. Maybe one day, but for now I'll have to settle with her shiny version. Also, she's in the Treasure Hunt Forbidden Summons as a potential final reward, so I have been fortunate enough to snag up a copy, maybe 2, my memory kinda sucks. So that's gonna be my team. Oh, and I also gain a pretty nice aura because I'm running a 3-2 faction split. And finally, my third goal, hit the power cap for max rewards during your first month. I honestly thought this would be harder, but due to me using trio faction monsters, I was able to ascend them at a quick pace. As you can see right now, I'm rocking an 11-star Undyne, 11-star Baron, 11-star Ready, and soon as my pack summer banner switches over, I'll summon my gems away so I can get my remainder copies of Sarko to make her my 4th 11th star. I got the food ready, it's waiting. For Evo Stones, I just need a few more thousand, which shouldn't be a problem. Now, I didn't know how hard this would be because, like I said, I had a lot of players use my invitation code for rewards on my other 2 accounts, and that does give you lots of resources such as gems. What I ended up doing was after I got my 50 Mythic Evo Soul chest and smashed that button down, buying the remainder 50 to equal 100 and grabbed me up a Barbatos. I recommend him as everyone's first Mythic Evo Soul. Since then I've saved and bought enough to get my second, which I ended up going for Karamit. I would have said go for Lythe, but they changed her up kind of recently to where I wouldn't even recommend her anymore. Mythic magic guides are still a struggle. If you have a competitive Misty Mines bracket, it's very hard to rank high enough to get ranking rewards. Now this has recently changed in the current update, but still the mythic magic guide chests are hard to get. I will definitely have to use a lot of gems in the gem mall for these, but the power increase you're going to be able to get when you get one is massive. And that's it. That's really all I wanted to accomplish. Which brings me into the last bit. What's next to aim for on my account? Runes and glyphs, I will get these passively, they come with time. The one thing I'm doing that I probably wouldn't recommend, but because I know just how long it actually does take to build these up, I'm not even the slightest bit worried about Ascent Crest or Glyph Essence. Honestly, by the time I even get to this point, I would hope they would have made some quality of life update where they increase the availability of these. So because of that, all of my Guardian Shop currency goes towards buying enchantment scrolls. I understand they don't have a system at the moment for daily rewards, because once you're stuck in the City Guardian, your income becomes little to none. But unfortunately, their system for runes and glyphs require the same resource, enchantment scrolls, and yeah, you need a lot of them. My main thing I want is a mythic magic guide, which is probably the hardest thing, like I said, in this game as a free to play to build. 9 out of 10, probably 10 out of 10 times, I'd recommend everyone to get the Sword of Oath as their first one, because DPS is what gives you progression, and just unlocking this allows you to gain a permanent 20% damage buff when casting your monster's ultimate skill. The shield is nice as well, but this can only be triggered once a battle at level 1. So hopefully with some events I can get some more chests to lower my gem cost, as I just get smashed right now in Misty Mines, so that's just not an option. Also, because I've chosen to ignore the Draconic and Abyssal faction, this saves me tons of gems and progression blocks because I don't need to worry about buying those chaotic clone dolls for 6,000 gems from the gem mall every time I see it. This allows me to focus on other things such as Evo Souls and magic guides. Also, because in the Evo Souls shop, trio faction monsters are only 40 instead of 60, I've been able to buy 5 monsters out of my 223 Devil Core summons compared to 3 if I went with Draconic and Abyssal. However, even with the boosted rates of 30% for one of my Hellfire monsters I need compared to say 1.34%, I still have had terrible luck. I think so far I've only pulled 2, maybe 3 monsters from this. I know for sure I got 1 Venus and 1 ready. The next thing I want to do is finish off the memory casket. Right now I'm stuck at Octasia, almost completed the chapter, and then it goes into the dreadful Venus chapter. If I remember correctly, this one is a challenging one to beat. Memory fusion for the monster copies I'm really not too worried about except for Venus, but like I said, it's going to be a while. I really hope they add more chapters because these are challenging and have nice rewards such as those Devil Cores. My other 2 accounts have cleared out the memory casket, and I think even as a free-to-play you can clear this out within 1.5 months. And then of course it's going to be shiny version hunting for my core 5 monsters. I was able to get Sarkos, but that's just it so far. I have taken my Undyne to Awakening level 5, and so far I've done the reset about 2 or 3 times now, using those lineage stones at 2 copies per reset to try and farm her shiny version. I'll do one for the video right now and see what happens. Well, there you go, it just must be that recording luck. I'm gonna leave Undyne at Awakening level 5 and now shift all my focus into Sarko. I really want to make her my core focus. I just like her Awakening improvements, like her ultimate skill can now stun, she gets more damage reduction, lifesteal, neat stuff like that. Overall, I'm enjoying my setup. I do find Venus's ultimate slow to charge, even though I have a legendary quickness glyph on her. There's always a lot of discussion if certain skills stack, because even though it says only the highest level skill is effective for skills of the same type, players have tested that certain ones do in fact stack. Undyne is the front runner for damage, so making sure she has Tranquility skill on either her rune or glyph is key, because if she gets crowd controlled in either PvE or PvP, it's basically a loss for me. Baron's DPS numbers are pretty lackluster, but mine isn't optimally built yet, but he might be one of those monsters like I mentioned earlier where min-maxing is needed, which being a trio faction monster is kind of a letdown. Let me know down in the comments your team you're working on. Oh, and I did get super lucky from the Path of Conquest during the Rampart Rupture week. I opted to only raid 1 additional chest to save my gems, but I managed to snag up those 20,000 diamonds. It definitely helped a lot. And as always, thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the next one.